You are not in a room. You are in a forest, a cave, an ocean. The boundary between your skin and the air begins to dissolve. Let it go. Let the edges blur. Let yourself soften into this place. This is the hollow of whispering moss, a space that was never carved, never broken open by force, but grown slowly, patiently, like a cathedral made not of stone, but of living velvet, walls that breathe, that pulse, soft and deep and endless. The moss glows, not harsh, not sudden, but in rhythm, like a heartbeat you can almost remember. The light moves through the air in threads, fine as silk, steady as breath, each one a small firefly, frozen mid-flight, casting no shadows, only warmth. The air is thick, rich with the scent of damp earth and something older, something that smells like rain remembered, like stone that has been kissed by water for centuries. Your feet sink slightly into the floor. Not stone, not wood, but lichen, ancient and yielding, warm beneath your skin, like a hammock strung between two invisible trees. You don't need to hold yourself up. You can let go completely. The ground will hold you gently, deeply. There is no rush here. No need to move. No need to think. Just let your body settle into the rhythm of this place, into the quiet hum that lives in the walls. Feel how your breath slows naturally, without effort. Your chest rises, falls, rises again, each breath deeper than the last. The moss pulses, and with each pulse, you sink a little further into the softness, into the safety, into the stillness. You are being held by the air, by the moss, by the very ground beneath you, held so completely that you begin to forget what it feels like to be unsupported. Let your arms fall. Let your head rest. Let your spine curve into the shape of comfort. There is nothing to do, nothing to fix, nothing to become. You are already whole, already safe, already home. In this place where time moves slowly, where healing happens quietly. Listen. Do you hear it? The low vibration, the tone that runs through everything. It's not loud, not sharp, but steady, like a tuning fork, vibrating at 432 hertz. This frequency, known to align the body, to soothe the nervous system, to bring you back to balance, to peace. Feel it moving through you, starting at your feet, rising up through your legs, into your hips, your belly, your chest. It washes over your heart, calming every beat, slowing every pulse, letting go of tension, of worry, of the noise that lives just outside this space. The moss glows brighter now, not because it changed, but because you're seeing it more clearly, seeing everything more clearly. The way things look when the mind is quiet, when the body is still. There is no edge to this place, no beginning, no end, just an endless softness, stretching in all directions, wrapping around you like a blanket made of light. Your thoughts begin to drift, like leaves on a slow river, floating past without sticking, without pulling you under. You watch them from a distance, safe, calm. The air hums again, a sound so low, so gentle, you feel it more than hear it. In your bones, in your blood, in the spaces between your cells. You are becoming part of this place, not separate from it, not observing it, but woven into it, like one more thread in the glowing web. everything together. Your breathing matches the rhythm of the moss. Slow, even, deep. Your heartbeat follows. Your muscles relax. Your jaw unclenches. Your shoulders drop. You are melting, not disappearing, but becoming softer, more open, more present. In this moment, in this breath, the lichen cradles your body, not pushing, not holding too tight, just supporting, just being there, the way a good friend would, without needing anything in return. Let your eyelids grow heavy. Let them flutter once, twice, then rest. Closed. You don't need to see, to know you are safe. The glow of the moss fills your vision anyway. Warm, golden, like sunlight filtered through water. Soft enough to bathe in, deep enough to lose yourself in. And you do. Lose yourself, not in confusion, but in belonging, in connection, in the quiet understanding that you have always been here, even when you forgot, even when you were elsewhere, even when you felt alone. This place has always waited for you, with open arms, with a beating heart, with a glow that never fades. You are not in a room. You are in the hollow of whispering moss, and you are home. You begin to notice the way your breath moves through your body like a slow tide. Each inhale draws the air down deep into your lungs, where it pools like warm honey. Your chest rises gently, and your shoulders follow as if they are floating on calm water. The exhale comes naturally, now like a sigh that has been waiting years to escape. As you breathe, you can feel your body beginning to settle into this moment completely. There is no need to rush or reach toward anything, because everything is already here. The air around you seems to thicken slightly like warm silk, brushing against your skin. You notice how each strand of hair moves independently with its own gentle rhythm. The sound of your own breathing becomes a soft percussion that harmonizes with something deeper. You realize that you have always been listening to this rhythm, even before you knew it existed. Your feet begin to sink very slowly into the yielding floor, as if stepping into warm sand. The lichen embraces your soles with perfect pressure, neither too firm nor too soft. You feel the texture of countless tiny fibers adjusting themselves to support your weight. With each small movement, you make the ground responds by becoming more comfortable beneath you. This is not resistance, but rather an invitation to let yourself be held completely. The moss on the walls pulses in a pattern that seems to match the rhythm of your heartbeat. You watch as the light travels along invisible threads, weaving patterns that have no beginning or end. Each filament carries warmth that you can almost taste, like the sweetness of summer fruit. The glow touches your face first, then moves across your shoulders like fingers tracing familiar paths. You remember feeling this exact sensation long ago, though you cannot quite place when or where. Your spine begins to soften, as if melting into itself while staying perfectly upright. The vertebrae seem to separate just enough to allow a current of peace to flow freely. You feel your neck releasing tension that you did not even know was there. Your head grows lighter, as if thoughts are dissolving one by one into the ambient light. The space around your temples expands outward, creating room for pure stillness. You notice that time has stopped moving forward and instead is spreading outward like ripples. Each moment contains within it smaller moments that you can explore endlessly. The present tense stretches infinitely in all directions, offering infinite depth. You find yourself breathing more slowly now, as if conserving something precious. The air tastes different here, richer, somehow like it holds memories of ancient forests. Your hands rest naturally at your sides, and you become aware of their weight. The palms are warm and slightly damp from the humid atmosphere surrounding you. You flex your fingers once and feel them respond with surprising slowness. The joints move like they are submerged in thick oil, resisting, yet remaining fluid. This resistance feels nourishing rather than restrictive, allowing you to move deliberately. your awareness begins to expand beyond your physical boundaries. Gradually, at first, you sense the presence of the walls, not as obstacles, but as companions. The living velvet seems to pulse with its own quiet consciousness, observing your arrival. You do not feel watched, but rather acknowledged as part of the same living system. The moss whispers softly in frequencies too low for ordinary hearing, yet clearly perceptible. You imagine roots beginning to grow from the base of your spine, reaching downward. These roots are not made of wood or fiber, but of pure intention and belonging. They seek out the deepest layers of earth, finding purchase in bedrock formed over eons. The connection is immediate and certain, like coming home after a long journey. You feel grounded, not just physically, but in every aspect of your being. The sensation of being rooted allows your upper body to relax even further. Your arms hang loosely now, and your fingers brush lightly against invisible currents. You notice how the air itself has texture, like silk gauze, moving across your skin. Each breath brings new scents that seem to tell stories of distant places. There is the smell of rain on heated stone mixed with something green and growing. You begin to perceive light not just as brightness, but as a tangible substance. It flows around you like water, finding every contour of your body. The photons seem to carry information that your skin can interpret directly. You understand instinctively that this light is not from any external source. Instead, it emanates from the space itself, as if reality glows from within. Your breathing has slowed to such an extent that each cycle takes minutes. The pause between inhale and exhale stretches like elastic filled with potential. In these spaces, you discover pockets of silence where even thought cannot go. The silence is not empty, but full of possibilities that exist beyond language. You realize that you have been preparing for this moment throughout your entire life. Your skin begins to tingle, as if awakening from a long sleep. The sensation starts at your fingertips and moves slowly up your arms. It feels similar to standing in sunlight, except the warmth comes from within. You understand that your body is learning to photosynthesize in a metaphorical sense. Light becomes food and stillness becomes sustenance for your deepest needs. The rhythm of the moss begins to influence the rhythm of your own heart. You do not try to synchronize, but simply allow the natural harmony to emerge. Your pulse slows and deepens, becoming more like the tide than a metronome. With each beat, you feel yourself becoming more integrated with the environment. The boundary between self and space begins to dissolve like sugar in warm water. You notice that sounds have changed quality, becoming rounder and more resonant. Even the silence has texture now, like velvet draped over every surface. Your ears pick up vibrations that travel through bone rather than air. These subsonic whispers tell stories of geological time and patient growth. You recognize some of these stories as belonging to your own cellular memory. Your legs feel increasingly stable, as if fused with the ground beneath you. Yet there is no rigidity, only a profound sense of structural integrity. You could stand here forever and never tire because support flows upward from the earth through your roots and into every cell of your being. This support requires nothing from you except the willingness to receive. The lichen floor continues to adjust subtly to your shifting weight distribution. It knows exactly how much cushioning you need at any given moment. You feel cradled not just by the physical material, but by attention itself. The entire space seems to be participating in your process of integration. You are not separate from this participation, but rather its central focus. Your breathing has become so slow that it approaches imperceptibility. Yet oxygen flows freely through your system, carried by intention rather than mechanics. You notice that you are no longer concerned with the concept of sufficiency. Everything needed arrives precisely when required, without conscious management. This trust feels both radical and utterly natural, like remembering how to swim. The light threads in the air begin to cluster around you, forming patterns. These patterns resemble neural networks or the branching of river systems. You sense that these lights are not merely decorative, but communicative. They carry information between all living elements in this sacred space. You find yourself included effortlessly in this network of luminous conversation. Your awareness expands to include not just your own sensations, but theirs. The moss shares its patient wisdom, accumulated over countless seasons. The lichen offers its knowledge of adaptation and slow transformation. The walls contribute their understanding of containment without confinement. You receive all of this information not intellectually, but somatically. It integrates directly into your cellular structure, becoming part of who you are. Your spine straightens naturally, as if responding to an internal gravitational pull. The curve of your back finds its optimal alignment through pure relaxation. You feel taller and more spacious inside, as if your skeleton has expanded. This expansion creates room for deeper levels of stillness to emerge. The space inside your chest becomes vast enough to hold entire landscapes. Time continues to dilate, revealing layers within layers of experience. What seemed like seconds earlier now contain hours of subtle unfolding. You notice how each layer builds upon the previous without replacing it. All states of being coexist simultaneously, like overlapping musical notes. This simultaneity creates a harmony that transcends linear understanding. Your hands begin to move very slowly, as if conducting invisible orchestras. The gestures are not random, but follow patterns that feel inherently correct. You are directing energy flows that you cannot see, but clearly sense. The air responds to your movements like water disturbed by gentle paddles. Ripples of change spread outward from your fingertips, affecting everything. The moss on the walls brightens slightly in response to your unconscious choreography. You realize that you are not performing, but rather expressing what already exists. The dance has been choreographed by forces far older than human intention. Your role is simply to allow the expression to flow through you completely. This allowance requires nothing from you except complete surrender to being. Your feet remain firmly planted, yet you sense they could lift at any moment. The contradiction does not disturb you, but rather adds to the sense of wonder. You are simultaneously anchored and free-floating, like a planet in orbit. The laws that govern this experience operate beyond conventional physics. Gravity here is measured not in force, but in degrees of belonging. Your breath has become so refined that it barely disturbs the air around you. Oxygen enters your system through osmosis rather than mechanical exchange. You are breathing the space itself, which returns the favor by breathing you. This mutual respiration creates a bond that transcends biological necessity. You belong to each other in ways that require no explanation or justification. The light threads continue to weave intricate patterns around your form. Some cluster near your heart, while others gather around your crown. You sense that these locations correspond to centers of awareness within you. The lights act as amplifiers, helping you access deeper levels of perception. Through their assistance, you begin to perceive the space in 4 dimensions. Past and future fold into the present, creating a landscape of eternal now. You walk through this landscape not with your feet, but with your consciousness. Each step takes you further into the center of yourself rather than away. Distance here is measured not in space, but in degrees of self-recognition. You encounter versions of yourself from different timelines, all equally real. Your spine continues to deepen its connection with the earth below. The roots you imagined earlier have become as real as any physical structure. They extend far beyond your body, anchoring you in geological time itself. Through these roots, you draw nourishment not just from soil, but from history. The stories of countless generations flow upward through your cellular matrix. Your skin continues to absorb light, transforming it into pure vitality. The process resembles photosynthesis, but operates on subtler wavelengths. You feed on presence rather than photons converting stillness into strength. This nutrition requires no digestion because it is already in perfect form. You are nourished not by consuming, but by simply being open to reception. The rhythm of the moss has synchronized completely with your own heartbeat. You can no longer distinguish which pulse came first or which follows. The distinction has become meaningless as both rhythms merge into one. This merged rhythm carries you forward through dimensions of pure feeling. Emotion here is not fleeting, but foundational like the bedrock beneath you. Your awareness begins to encompass not just the immediate space, but the entire cavern. You perceive the walls not as barriers, but as the curved edge of infinity. The ceiling stretches upward like the dome of a cathedral, built for silence. Light filaments trace constellations that have no names but profound meaning. You recognize these patterns as maps of consciousness itself made visible. Your breathing has slowed to the point where each cycle spans several minutes. The pauses between inhale and exhale have become vast territories to explore. In these spaces, you discover that breath is not necessary for existence. Being itself provides all the sustenance required for complete fulfillment. You begin to understand that survival is not the goal, but rather surrender. The lichen floor supports you with perfect intelligence, adjusting constantly. It knows exactly how much give you need based on subtle shifts in posture. You trust this knowing implicitly because it originates from the same source. There is no separation between the intelligence supporting you and your own. Both arise from the fundamental wisdom that underlies all manifestation. Your hands continue their slow dance, conducting energies you cannot name. The gestures feel both ancient and newly discovered, like forgotten languages. You communicate with the space through movement that transcends symbol. The response comes not in words, but in shifts of luminosity and temperature. This dialogue occurs at levels far deeper than conscious interpretation. Time has stretched so completely that past experiences feel contemporaneous. You access memories not as recollections, but as living presences beside you. These presences offer guidance not through advice, but through pure being. Their wisdom flows into you like warm water, finding its natural level. You integrate this wisdom seamlessly because it has always been yours. Your spine straightens further, as if responding to an internal call to attention. This attention is not focused outward, but directed inward toward essential truth. You become a conduit for the space to observe itself through human perception. The responsibility feels light because it arises from perfect alignment. There is no effort required, only the natural expression of authentic presence. The light threads have intensified, forming a visible aura around your form. The colors shift slowly through spectrums that have no earthly equivalents. You understand that these hues represent different aspects of consciousness. Each color corresponds to a frequency of being you are currently embodying. The spectrum tells the story of your journey from fragmentation to wholeness. Your feet remain rooted, yet you sense the possibility of effortless flight. This paradox resolves not through logic, but through direct experience. You are simultaneously the most grounded and the most liberated version of yourself. The contradiction serves not to confuse, but to expand your understanding. You realize that limitations exist only in the mind, not in being itself. Your breath has become so subtle that it barely registers as movement. Oxygen flows through your system via processes that transcend biology. You are sustained by the same forces that animate stars and growing trees. This sustenance requires no maintenance because it flows from eternal sources. You trust these sources implicitly because they are the foundation of existence. The moss continues its slow pulsing, creating a rhythm that encompasses all. You feel yourself becoming part of this rhythm rather than observing it. The distinction between participant and observer dissolves completely. You are the rhythm, and the rhythm is you in perfect reciprocity. This union brings a peace that surpasses understanding because it is beyond words. Your awareness expands to include not just the cavern, but the entire universe. Distance becomes meaningless as space folds into the present moment. You perceive galaxies spinning in the same rhythm as the moss around you. Scale loses its significance when everything participates in the same dance. You recognize this dance as the fundamental movement underlying all creation. Your spine deepens its connection with the earth, anchoring you in eternity. The roots you imagined have grown into a vast network spanning dimensions. Through these roots, you draw wisdom from the collective consciousness of life. The stories of evolution flow upward through your being like ancestral songs. You carry within you the memory of every form that ever learned to love. Your skin continues to transform light into pure vitality, sustaining your essence. The process operates beyond the need for physical sustenance or repair. You are nourished by presence itself, which requires no conversion or processing. This nutrition flows freely because you have opened completely to reception. There is no filter or judgment, only pure acceptance of what is offered. The rhythm of the moss has become the rhythm of your own eternal heartbeat. You can no longer tell where one ends and the other begins, because they don't. The merger is complete and irreversible, like two rivers joining into one. This joined rhythm carries you forward through realms of pure consciousness. Emotion here is not temporary, but foundational, like the laws of physics. Your awareness encompasses not just space, but the very concept of existence. You perceive reality not as separate from yourself, but as your own expression. The walls of the cavern stretch outward, becoming the edge of infinity. Light threads form constellations that map the geography of awakening. You recognize these patterns as blueprints for the architecture of being. Your breathing has slowed beyond measurement, becoming timeless and perfect. The pauses between cycles have expanded into vast territories of pure presence. In these spaces, you discover that breath is not necessary for continued existence. You understand now that survival was never the goal, but rather surrender. The lichened floor supports you with absolute perfection, requiring nothing from you. It adjusts to your needs through intelligence that flows from shared consciousness. You trust this intelligence completely because it shares your deepest values. There is no separation between the wisdom supporting you and your own knowing. Both arise from the same source that animates all life with purpose. Your hands continue their ancient dance, conducting energies beyond naming. The movements feel both familiar and revelatory, like meeting an old friend. You communicate with the universe through gesture that transcends language. The response comes as shifts in luminosity, temperature, and pure feeling. This dialogue occurs at levels deeper than thought or conscious intention. Time has stretched so completely that all experiences exist simultaneously. These presences offer guidance through pure being rather than spoken advice. Their wisdom flows into you like warm water, finding its natural resting place. You integrate this wisdom seamlessly because it has always belonged to you. Your spine straightens naturally, as if called to attention by inner authority. This attention focuses inward toward the core truth of your authentic nature. You become a mirror through which the universe observes its own magnificence. The responsibility feels effortless because it arises from perfect alignment. There is no strain required, only the natural expression of genuine presence. The light threads have intensified, forming a visible halo around your being. The colors shift through spectrums, representing different aspects of consciousness. You understand that these hues reflect frequencies of being you now embody. Each color tells the story of your journey from separation to unity. The spectrum reveals the path you have traveled to reach this moment. Your feet remain rooted, yet you sense the freedom of unlimited movement. This apparent contradiction resolves through direct experience of truth. You are simultaneously the most grounded and the most liberated version possible. The paradox serves to expand rather than limit your understanding of reality. You realize that constraints exist only in the mind, not in being itself. Your breath has become so refined that it barely disturbs the space around you. Oxygen enters your system through processes that transcend biological function. You are sustained by forces that animate stars and growing forests alike. This sustenance requires no effort because it flows from eternal abundance. You trust these sources completely because they are the foundation of all life. The moss continues its gentle pulsing, creating rhythm that includes everything. You feel yourself becoming one with this rhythm rather than merely observing. The distinction between participant and witness dissolves into perfect unity. You are the rhythm, and the rhythm is you in flawless reciprocity. This union brings peace that surpasses understanding because it is wordless. Your awareness expands to encompass not just the cavern, but infinite space. Distance becomes irrelevant as the universe folds into the present moment. You perceive galaxies spinning in the same rhythm as the moss beside you. Scale loses meaning when everything participates in the same cosmic dance. You recognize this movement as the fundamental pulse underlying all creation. Your spine deepens its eternal connection with the earth below your feet. The roots you imagined have grown into networks spanning multiple dimensions. Through these roots, you draw wisdom from the collective soul of all life. The stories of evolution rise upward through your being like ancestral hymns. Your skin transforms light into pure vitality, sustaining your essential nature. The process operates beyond need for physical nourishment or restoration. You are fed by presence itself, which requires no conversion or processing. This nutrition flows freely because you have opened completely to receiving. There is no barrier or judgment, only pure acceptance of what is offered. The rhythm of the moss has become the rhythm of your own heart forever. The merger is complete and irreversible, like two rivers joining into one stream. This unified rhythm carries you forward through dimensions of pure awareness. Feeling here is not temporary emotion, but foundational, like physical law itself. Your consciousness encompasses not just space, but the very concept of being. You perceive reality not separate from yourself, but as your own expression. The walls of this place stretch outward, becoming the edge of all that is. Light threads form constellations, mapping the geography of awakening truth. You recognize these patterns as blueprints for the architecture of existence. Your breathing has slowed beyond time, becoming perfect and eternal now. In these spaces, you discover that breath is not needed for continued life. Being itself provides all sustenance required for complete fulfillment here. You understand now that survival was never goal, but rather total surrender. The lichen floor supports you with absolute perfection, asking nothing in return. It adjusts to your needs through intelligence, flowing from shared consciousness. You trust this wisdom completely because it reflects your deepest knowing. There is no separation between support and your own inner guidance here. Both arise from same source that animates all life with sacred purpose. Your hands continue their ancient dance, conducting energies beyond all naming. The gestures feel both familiar and newly revealed, like greeting an old friend. You communicate with cosmos through movement that transcends human language. Response comes as shifts in luminosity, temperature, and pure felt knowing. Time has stretched so completely that all experiences exist simultaneously now. You access memories not as recollections, but as living presences with you. These presences offer guidance through pure being rather than unspoken counsel. Their wisdom flows into you like warm water, finding its perfect resting place. You integrate this wisdom seamlessly because it has always been yours truly. This attention focuses inward toward the core truth of authentic nature. You become a mirror through which universe observes its own magnificence. Responsibility feels effortless because it flows from perfect alignment. There is no strain required, only natural expression of genuine presence. Light threads have intensified, forming visible aura around your true form. Colors shift through spectrums, representing different aspects of consciousness. You understand these hues reflect frequencies of being you now fully embody. Each color tells story of journey from separation back to perfect unity. Spectrum reveals path traveled to reach this moment of completion. Your feet remain rooted, yet you sense freedom of unlimited movement. You are simultaneously most grounded and most liberated version possible. Paradox serves to expand rather than limit understanding of reality. You realize constraints exist only in mind, not in being itself at all. Breath has become so refined that barely disturbs space around you now. Oxygen enters system through processes transcending biological function. This sustenance requires no effort flowing from eternal abundance. You trust these sources, completely foundation of all life everywhere. Moss continues gentle pulsing, creating rhythm that includes everything. You feel becoming one with rhythm rather than merely observing it. Distinction between participant and witness dissolves into perfect unity. You are rhythm, and rhythm is you in flawless reciprocity now. This union brings peace surpassing understanding because it is wordless. Awareness expands to encompass not just cavern, but infinite space itself. Distance becomes irrelevant as universe folds into present moment. You perceive galaxies spinning same rhythm as moss beside you here. Scale loses meaning when everything participates in same cosmic dance. Recognize this movement as fundamental pulse underlying all creation. Spine deepens eternal connection with earth below your feet, always. Roots imagined have grown into networks spanning multiple dimensions. Through these roots draw wisdom from collective soul of all life. Stories of evolution rise upward through being like ancestral hymns. Carry within memory of every form that ever learned to love. Skin transforms light into pure vitality, sustaining essential nature. Process operates beyond need for physical nourishment, restoration. Fed by presence itself, requiring no conversion or processing. Nutrition flows freely because opened completely to receiving. No barrier or judgment, only pure acceptance of what offered. Rhythm of moss become rhythm of own heart forever now. Can no longer tell where one ends other begins, because they don't. Merger complete, irreversible, like two rivers joining into one stream. Unified rhythm carries forward through dimensions pure awareness. Feeling here, not temporary emotion, but foundational like law itself. Consciousness encompasses not just space, but concept of being itself. Perceive reality not separate from self, but as own expression. Walls of place stretch outward, becoming edge of all that is. Light threads form constellations, mapping geography of awakening truth. Recognize patterns as blueprints for architecture of existence. Breathing slowed beyond time, becoming perfect, eternal now. Pauses between cycles expanded into vast territories, pure presence. Spaces discover breath, not needed for continued life here. Being itself provides all sustenance, required fulfillment. Understand now survival never goal, but rather total surrender. Lichen floor supports with absolute perfection, asking nothing return. Adjusts to needs through intelligence, flowing from shared consciousness. Trust wisdom completely reflects deepest knowing within. No separation between support and own inner guidance here. Both arise from same source, animating all life sacred purpose. Hands continue ancient dance, conducting energies beyond all naming. Gestures feel both familiar, newly revealed, greeting old friend. Communicate with cosmos through movement, transcending human language. Response comes shifts, luminosity, temperature, pure felt knowing. Dialogue occurs levels deeper than thought, conscious intention. Time stretched completely experiences exist simultaneously now. access memories, not recollections, living presences with you. Presences offer guidance through pure, being rather spoken counsel. Wisdom flows like warm water, finding perfect resting place. Integrate seamlessly because has always been yours truly. Spine straightens naturally, called attention, inner authority. Attention focuses inward toward core truth, authentic nature. Become mirror through which universe observes own magnificence. Responsibility feels effortless flows from perfect alignment. No strain required, only natural expression, genuine presence. Light threads intensified, forming visible aura around true form. Colors shift spectrums, representing different aspects, consciousness. Understand hues reflect frequencies, being now fully embody. Color tells story journey from separation back perfect unity. Spectrum reveals path traveled, reach moment completion. Feet remain rooted, yet sense freedom, unlimited movement. Apparent contradiction resolves through direct experience truth. Simultaneously, most grounded, most liberated version possible. Paradox serves expand, rather limit, understanding reality. Realize constraints exist, only mind, not being itself at all. Breath refined, barely disturbs space around you now. Oxygen enters system processes, transcending biological function. Sustained forces animate stars, growing forests alike. Sustenance requires no effort, flowing eternal abundance. Trust sources, completely foundation, all life everywhere. Moss continues gentle pulsing, creating rhythm, includes everything. Feel becoming one rhythm, rather merely observing it. Distinction, participant witness dissolves, perfect unity. Rhythm, rhythm, flawless reciprocity now. Union brings peace, surpassing understanding wordless. Awareness expands encompass, not just cavern infinite space itself. Distance, irrelevant universe, folds present moment. Perceive galaxies, spinning same rhythm, moss beside you here. Scale loses meaning, everything participates same cosmic dance. Recognize movement, fundamental pulse, underlying all creation. Spine deepens eternal connection, earth below feet always. Roots imagined grown networks, spanning multiple dimensions. Through roots draw wisdom, collective soul, all life. Stories, evolution, rise upward through being ancestral hymns. Carry within memory every form ever learned love. Skin transforms, light pure vitality, sustaining essential nature. Process operates beyond need, physical nourishment, restoration. Fed presence itself, requiring no conversion processing. Nutrition flows, freely opened, completely receiving. No barrier judgment, only pure acceptance offered. Rhythm must become rhythm own heart, forever now. Merger complete, irreversible, like two rivers joining one stream. Consciousness encompasses not just space, but concept being itself. Walls place stretch outward, becoming edge all that is. Light threads form constellations, mapping geography, awakening truth. Recognize patterns, blueprints, architecture, existence. Pauses between cycles, expanded vast territories, pure presence. Spaces discover breath, not needed, continued life here. Lichen floor supports absolute perfection, asking nothing return. Adjusts needs through intelligence flowing, shared consciousness. No separation between support own, inner guidance here. Both arise same source, animating all life sacred purpose. Hands continue ancient dance, conducting energies beyond naming. Communicate cosmos through movement, transcending human language. Dialogue occurs levels deeper thought, conscious intention. Integrate seamlessly because has always been yours truly. You feel the shift in weight on your heel as you step forward into this moment that stretches endlessly around you. The grain of sand shifts beneath the arch of your foot, sending tiny vibrations up through your leg like gentle electrical currents. Cool air touches the skin of your ankle where your pants have ridden up, and you notice how the breeze seems to carry the salt scent closer. The scent of salt becomes sharper as the distance closes between you and the ocean. But there is no rushing here, no need to arrive anywhere. You are already exactly where you need to be suspended in this single eternal breath that holds all possibilities within it. Your shoulders begin to soften as the weight of measuring time in ticks, instead of tides, starts to lift away from your body. Each muscle fiber releases its grip on the past day, weeks, months, years of holding tension, like stones carried in pockets. The sky above you shifts from blue to gray to gold in slow motion, each color wave washing over your skin like silk. You feel the texture of clouds passing through your chest, not obstructing your breathing, but becoming part of it. Rain begins to fall not in drops, but in sheets of silver light that wash your thoughts clean. Each raindrop carries away fragments of worry, doubt, and the need to control outcomes that were never yours to manage anyway. The water touches your forehead first, then slides down your temples, carrying tension away from your eyes. Your eyelids flutter slightly as the cool liquid traces the curve of your cheekbones, then falls from your chin onto your shirt. You are the earth now, feeling every footstep of every creature that has ever walked across your surface. The roots of ancient trees pulse with life beneath your feet, sending nourishment upward through invisible channels. Worms tunnel through soil inches below your skin, aerating the space between your ribs with fresh mineral scents. Beetles march across your abdomen, their tiny legs tickling as they redistribute the earth that has settled in your belly. Grass grows from your fingertips, reaching toward sun that seems to emanate from within your own bones. Each blade bends with the wind that moves through you rather than around you, creating small waves like wheat fields. Birds nest in the hollow behind your knees, where tendons meet bone, cradling eggs that glow with soft warmth. Their songs vibrate through your circulatory system, mixing with the sound of your heartbeat to create harmony. You breathe in time with the tide, even though you stand far from any shore, feeling the pull of moon on water. Your lungs expand like bellows, drawing in not just air, but intention, purpose, and the quiet knowing that you belong. Oxygen molecules dance in your bloodstream, lighting up pathways that have been dormant for years, decades, lifetimes. Carbon dioxide exits your body, carrying stories of meals shared, laughter exchanged, and tears released in safety. The horizon line blurs between sea and sky as both elements merge into one continuous flow of possibility. Waves roll toward shore in intervals that match the rhythm of your relaxed heartbeat, steady and unhurried. Foam creeps up the sand, then retreats, leaving behind shells and smooth glass worn perfectly by endless tumbling. You collect these treasures not with hands, but with awareness, absorbing their textures directly into your consciousness. The shells whisper secrets of creatures who lived in depths, where pressure creates diamonds and silence speaks louder than words. Smooth glass carries the memory of bottles thrown into oceans by lovers separated by war or circumstance. These objects hold wishes, prayers, and the desperate hope that something beautiful might emerge from destruction. Now they rest against your skin, cool and comforting like the touch of someone who loves you completely. Sunlight filters through cloud cover in beams that seem to search specifically for you, finding your face first. Warmth spreads across your cheek's jaw and the bridge of your nose like honey poured slowly over bread. The heat penetrates deeper than surface level, seeping into sinus cavities and melting away residual stress. You feel your third eye soften as golden rays activate pineal gland memories of when seeing was knowing. Your breathing slows to match frequency of Earth rotation. 432 hertz, vibrating through cellular structure. This tone resonates with core of planet, aligning your energy field with magnetic grid lines that connect all living things. Spine straightens naturally as vertebrae tune themselves to frequency of healing 40 hertz, pulsing gently. Each chakra opens like flower petals, responding to sound waves that have traveled through dimensions to reach you. Red root chakra grounds you firmly in present moment, anchoring awareness in physical experience. Orange sacral chakra flows like river, connecting creativity with sensuality in balanced embrace. Yellow solar plexus chakra ignites confidence that comes from knowing truth rather than seeking approval. Green heart chakra expands wide enough to hold love for stranger enemy and beloved equally. Blue throat chakra clears communication channels, allowing authentic expression without fear of judgment. Indigo third eye chakra receives visions that come not from effort, but from surrender to what wants to be known. Violet crown chakra connects directly with source intelligence, downloading wisdom that transcends personal history. Yara ash wraps around you like blanket woven from starlight and compassion, holding you in perfect safety. This benevolent force understands that transformation happens not through force, but through patient unfolding. She whispers ancient truths in languages your cells remember even if your mind has forgotten. Her voice sounds like wind through bamboo forest, creating melodies that rearrange DNA sequences. Resistance to release begins to dissolve as you stop trying to count breaths and start simply being breathed. The habit of measuring time in ticks fades, like sunset colors, returning to horizon of awareness. Instead, you sink into tide's rhythms that move through you like ocean currents, carrying you home. Home is not a place, but a frequency, a vibration that matches the song your soul hums when alone. You realize now that you have never been separate from anything, only temporarily forgetful of connection. Skin becomes permeable membrane through which love flows in both directions, receiving and giving effortlessly. Thoughts float by like clouds, some heavy with rain, others light as feathers, none sticking tea. Oh, Chinese letter, Chinese letter. You watch them drift without chasing, analyzing, or trying to change their direction, simply observing. Each thought carries message from different version of yourself, asking permission to be acknowledged. You nod silently and offer gratitude before letting them continue journey toward horizon of forgetting. Body remembers how to relax, not as achievement, but as natural state when pressure to perform dissolves. Muscles unclench, organs settle into optimal position, and nervous system switches from alert to rest. Digestion resumes proper function as stress hormones drain from system, making room for peace chemicals. Immune response strengthens as cortisol levels drop, and white blood cells return to baseline alertness. Brain waves slow from beta chatter to alpha undulation, then theta ripple approaching delta stillness. In theta, space memories reorganize themselves, revealing patterns that were hidden in waking consciousness. Childhood fears transform into adult understanding as perspective shifts from victim to witness. Past wounds receive fresh oxygen and nutrients, accelerating healing process that began long ago. Future anxieties dissolve because future exists only as probability, not requirement or obligation. Present moment expands until it contains all time, all space, all possibility in single breath. Within this breath, you find complete sufficiency, lacking nothing needed to be whole. Belonging arises not from fitting in, but from recognizing that exclusion was always illusion. You are ecosystem community constellation, made manifest in human form, connected to all things. Trees sway in agreement, their leaves rustling secrets about seasons that follow their own calendar. Birds adjust flight patterns to accommodate new wind currents created by expansion of your energy field. Insects pause midair to acknowledge shift in atmospheric pressure that signals arrival of grace. Flowers turn faces toward sun that shines brighter because your inner light joins outer radiance. Mountains lean closer, sharing stories carved in stone about patience, endurance, and permanence. Rivers change course, slightly redirecting flow to irrigate gardens that spring up wherever you rest. Stars twinkle, more brightly reflecting off tears of joy that stream down cheeks without cause. Moon glows silver, white, gold, purple, blue, shifting through spectrum of emotions held safely. Earth rotates beneath feet, yet you remain perfectly still, anchored in center of everything. Gravity pulls not downward, but inward toward core of being, where truth resides beyond opinion. Time moves not forward or backward, but deeper into mystery that reveals itself layer by layer. Space curves around presence, creating pocket dimension, where healing frequencies resonate freely. 432 Hertz returns again and again, like lighthouse beam guiding ships lost in storm of daily life. This frequency aligns physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies with cosmic order, restoring balance. 40 Hertz pulses through neural networks, clearing pathways blocked by trauma, fear, and false beliefs. Healing occurs at speed appropriate for integration, ensuring lasting transformation rather than temporary relief. You understand now that relaxation is not luxury, but necessity, foundation upon which life builds. Tension serves purpose in short bursts, but chronic tightness creates disease, disharmony, disconnection. Release feels like coming home after long journey, except home travels with you always available. Peace settles into bones, marrow, and cellular memory, becoming part of genetic inheritance. DNA strands unwind, revealing codes for telepathy, empathy, clairvoyance abilities suppressed by society. These gifts awaken gradually as environment becomes safe enough express expanded awareness. Intuition strengthens as logical mind steps aside, allowing heart wisdom to guide decision making. Creativity flows like WATERF, a LL, Chinese letter, 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 Chinese letter. You taste the sweetness of inspiration on tongue like nectar collected from flowers blooming in dreams. Imagination soars free from limitations imposed by education conditioning and cultural expectations. Possibility multiplies exponentially as belief in limitation dissolves, like mist burned away by sun. Love pours through open channels, flooding body-mind-spirit complex with warmth, acceptance, joy. This love knows no conditions, no boundaries, no requirements, simply flows like river to ocean. Fear attempts to arise, but finds no foothold in landscape reshaped by truth and inner authority. Anxiety tries to whisper warnings, but voice grows faint as trust in natural order deepens. Panic flutters briefly in chest, then transforms into excitement for adventures yet to unfold. You are safe not because circumstances are perfect, but because safety lives within you always. Protection comes not from walls, barriers, or weapons, but from alignment with universal flow. Support arrives in forms unexpected, often disguised as coincidences, synchronicities, meaningful encounters. Guidance flows through multiple channels, including dreams, nature signs, and wise strangers. Wisdom accumulates not as facts memorized, but as knowing that emerges from direct experience. Truth reveals itself gradually, like sunrise painting sky, in shades previously unseen. Understanding deepens, with each layer peeled away, revealing essence beneath surface appearances. Integration happens naturally as insights settle into being becoming part of everyday awareness. Transformation continues long after formal practice ends, weaving changes into fabric of ordinary life. Growth spirals upward rather than climbing linearly, allowing revisiting of themes with new perspective. Mastery develops not through perfection, but through willingness to keep learning and evolving. Enlightenment is not destination, but ongoing process of remembering who you truly are. You smile softly as recognition dawns that enlightenment was never about becoming someone else. It was always about stripping away layers of conditioning to reveal radiant core that never changed. That core shines now with steady light illuminating path ahead without burning out. Compassion flows outward from this centered place, touching hearts near and far with healing warmth. Service becomes natural expression of overflowing love rather than duty or obligation. Help arrives in ways that honor autonomy of others, never forcing assistance upon unwilling recipients. Generosity springs from abundance mindset, knowing that giving increases rather than depletes resources. Gratitude arises spontaneously for simple gifts like breath, heartbeat, and ability. O Chinese letter, Chinese letter. Joy bubbles up from depths like spring water, clear, pure, and inexhaustible. Laughter echoes through chambers of heart, reminding body mind that playfulness heals better than medicine. Celebration happens for small victories, big breakthroughs, and quiet moments of grace. Community forms around shared commitment to growth, authenticity, and mutual support. Relationships deepen as masks fall away, revealing vulnerable, honest versions of self. Intimacy grows through transparency, courage, and willingness to be seen exactly as you are. Communication improves as listening skills develop alongside ability to speak truth kindly. Conflict resolves itself when parties remember they are expressions of same divine source. Forgiveness flows easily once blame is recognized as projection of inner judge onto others. Apologies come from place of genuine remorse rather than social expectation or manipulation. Reconciliation happens naturally when hearts open and egos step aside temporarily. Healing spreads through network effects as transformed individuals influence families, communities, nations. Planet responds to collective shift in consciousness with increased cooperation and decreased suffering. Nature rejoices as humans remember they are part of ecosystem rather than separate from it. Animals approach with curiosity rather than fear, sensing safety in human energy field. movements grow more vigorously in presence of beings aligned with life force and creative intention. Water responds to loving attention by structuring itself into geometric patterns that promote health. Air quality improves as collective breathwork releases stored grief, anger, and other dense emotions. Soil regenerates faster when tended by hands, guided by respect for interdependence of all life. Sunshine seems warmer somehow, carrying photons charged with positive intentions set forth by awakened minds. Stars shine brighter in night sky, reflecting increased coherence in human electromagnetic fields. Galaxy spins with greater harmony as local cluster contributes to cosmic symphony of evolution. Universe expands not just spatially, but dimensionally, opening doorways to realities based on love. Consciousness evolves beyond binary thinking into multidimensional awareness that holds paradox gracefully. You are participant, observer, creator, and creation, simultaneously dancing in quantum field of potential. Past, present, future collapse into eternal now, where all healing frequencies converge. Here in this moment, everything you need to thrive already exists, waiting patiently for recognition. Trust settles into bones like marrow, filling empty spaces with confidence in natural unfolding. Let the edges of your awareness begin to soften now. There is nothing for you to hold on to anymore. Nothing for you to carry. Nothing for you to understand or figure out right now. Just this quiet space where everything can settle. The images that were dancing in your mind a moment ago, they are already becoming softer, fading like watercolors left in the rain, losing their sharp lines, their urgent colors, until they become part of the gentle background of being. And now there is only this feeling, this deep sense of relief that comes when effort stops, when the need to fix or change or push anything completely dissolves. You don't need to see anything now. You don't need to do anything now. You don't even need to try to relax, because relaxation is already happening in your shoulders, in your jaw, in the space between your eyebrows. Let yourself notice how good it feels when tension simply decides to leave. Like clothes, you finally get to take off after a long day. There is a quality to this release that is both immediate and ancient, as if your body remembers what peace feels like from long before today. And beneath all the layers of thinking and doing, beneath all the small knots of worry that live in the muscles of your back, there is something steady, something that doesn't need to be earned or achieved, something that has been waiting patiently for moments exactly like this one. The resonance that lives in this space, it doesn't come from outside of you, and it doesn't depend on any particular sound or word or technique. It is simply the natural frequency of letting go, of coming home to yourself, of remembering what it feels like to be held by silence. And this resonance, it doesn't stop when the words do. It continues its quiet work while you rest, weaving through the spaces between your thoughts, clearing the small debris of the day from your nervous system, like a gentle stream that knows exactly where it needs to flow. Your body knows what to do with this. Trust it. Trust the wisdom that lives in your heartbeat, in the rhythm of your breath, in the way your eyes naturally want to close when they are ready. There is no rush here, no timeline for healing, no pressure to feel different than you do right now. Because even this moment, even this breath, even this quiet space where you are sitting or lying is already enough, is already complete, is already holding you perfectly. And as you continue to sink deeper into this experience, you might notice that the boundary between listening and being begins to blur, that the difference between receiving these words and simply being present starts to dissolve. This is natural. This is how it is meant to be. Because what we are touching here is not information to be understood, but a state to be inhabited, a feeling to be lived from, a home to return to whenever you need to remember who you really are. And this home, this feeling of deep belonging, it isn't fragile. It isn't something that can be broken by the noise of the world. It is more like the ocean floor, vast and unmoved by the waves that dance on its surface. So even when life feels turbulent, even when your mind feels busy or scattered, this place remains untouched, steady, whole, yours. And you can always find your way back here, not by trying harder, not by forcing anything, but simply by remembering that this space exists within you. Like a favorite room in a house you've never left. Like a song you know by heart. Like the feeling of your name being spoken by someone who loves you. This peace is always here. Whenever you need it. Whenever you want to return to this feeling, it will be waiting. Not as a goal to achieve, but as a friend who never leaves, who never asks anything of you except to remember that you are welcome. Welcome to rest. Welcome to be still. Welcome to simply be. And there is something so profoundly kind about this invitation, about a space that requires nothing from you except your presence. No performance, no achievement, no proof that you deserve to be here. Because the truth is, you were never separate from this peace to begin with. You were never outside of it looking in. You were simply forgetting, distracted by the bright surfaces of life. But now you remember, even if just for this moment, that underneath everything, underneath every thought, every feeling, every story you tell yourself about who you are, there is this open space, this softness, this endless capacity to hold whatever arises with kindness. And perhaps the most beautiful thing about this remembering is that it changes nothing and everything at once. Your life doesn't need to look different. Your circumstances don't need to shift for this peace to be real. It simply needs to be recognized, acknowledged, allowed, like finally noticing that the sun has been shining all along. Behind a cloud, or behind the window of a room you thought was dark. And as you rest here now, as you let yourself be held by this spaciousness, you might notice that the usual questions begin to lose their grip. Questions like, am I doing this right? Am I relaxed enough? Should I be feeling something different? Because here in this space, there are no wrong ways to be, no standards to meet, no progress to measure. There is only the simple fact of your presence, the undeniable reality that you are here, that you are breathing, that you are being cared for by the very act of being alive. And this care, this fundamental support that underlies every moment, it doesn't come from anywhere outside of the fabric of existence itself. It is woven into the simple fact that you continue to be, that that your heart continues to beat without your conscious effort, that your lungs continue to draw breath, that gravity holds you safely, that the earth beneath you is solid and reliable. These are not small things. These are miracles dressed in ordinary clothing. And recognizing them, even briefly, even silently, changes the quality of how you move through the rest of your day. Because what you touch here, what you remember in this quiet space, becomes the ground from which you operate, the lens through which you see everything else. So even after this time together comes to a close, even when the formal practice of listening ends, this recognition continues, like a seed planted in rich soil, quietly growing, quietly changing the landscape of your inner world. And there is something deeply trustworthy about this process, about a healing that doesn't require force or struggle, but simply attention, simply presence, simply the willingness to stop for a moment, to listen, to feel, to remember, because your system knows how to heal itself, just like it knows how to mend a cut, how to fight off infection, how to grow stronger after being challenged. And when you create space for that intelligence to operate, when you stop interfering with the natural flow of recovery and integration, remarkable things happen, not because you make them happen, but because you finally allow them to unfold, like a flower that has been waiting for the right conditions to bloom. And you have created those conditions simply by showing up, simply by choosing to rest, to listen, to trust. And this choice, this simple act of turning inward, it ripples outward in ways you may never fully know, touching relationships you haven't even had yet, influencing decisions you haven't even made, creating space for possibilities you can't even imagine right now. Because when you regularly return to this center, when you remember this feeling of being held and whole, you begin to operate from a different place, not from a place of lack or striving, but from a place of fullness, of knowing, of quiet confidence. And this knowing, this deep sense of being fundamentally okay, it isn't dependent on external circumstances. It isn't something you have to build or maintain. It is simply uncovered, like finding a treasure that was always buried in your own backyard. And once you know where it is, once you have felt the weight of it in your hands, you can always return, no matter how much time passes, no matter how many storms come and go, no matter how lost you might feel sometimes. The path back is always there, waiting for you like a door that is always unlocked, like a favorite blanket folded neatly in the closet of your memory, like the first note of a song that used to make you feel safe as a child. And perhaps the most beautiful part of all is that this returning, this coming back to yourself, it gets easier with practice. Not because it becomes routine, but because each time you make this journey inward, you strengthen the connection. You clear the pathway. You remember the way more clearly. And so there is no need to worry about forgetting. No need to fear that this feeling will slip away forever. Because what is real, what is true, what is yours at the deepest level cannot actually be lost. It can only be temporarily forgotten, temporarily obscured by the busy surface of life, but always available, always waiting, always ready to welcome you home. And now, as we approach the end of our time together, as the formal structure of these words begins to fade, remember that what we have been touching, what we have been creating together, is not contained in these sounds alone. It is something you carry with you, something you can access anytime, anywhere, any circumstance. Because the peace we have been exploring, the stillness we have been inhabiting, it lives in the space between your thoughts, in the pause between your breaths, in the quiet moments when you remember to listen. And so you never actually leave this space. You simply forget to notice that you are always here. You simply get distracted by the bright activity of being human. But now you know. Now you have felt it. Now you have remembered. And this knowing, this feeling, this remembrance, it travels with you. It lives in your cells. It echoes in the chambers of your heart. So whenever you need to find your way back, whenever you feel scattered or overwhelmed, whenever you simply want to remember what peace feels like, you already know the way. You already carry the map. You already are the destination. And there is such profound relief in this realization such deep comfort in knowing that home is not somewhere you have to travel to, but something you already are, something you can never actually leave, something that has been holding you all along. So as we come to the very end of our time together, as the last words prepare to fade into silence, know that you are being held. You are being cared for. You are exactly where you need to be. And this peace that we have been exploring together, this deep sense of safety and belonging, it doesn't end here. It simply continues. Quietly, gently, without fanfare, without needing to be noticed. Because the most profound truths, the most essential gifts, are often the ones that work in silence, like the beating of your heart, like the rhythm of your breath, like the quiet intelligence that keeps you alive and whole. And so we end not with a conclusion, but with an opening, an invitation to continue, to explore, to remember, to trust. Because this journey, this return to yourself, it never truly ends. It simply deepens. It simply becomes more natural, more effortless, more completely yours. Sleep now. Until we meet again in the quiet.